Alf, we've got some breaking news today.
Yeah.
But we're going to look at this from a few different angles. So Panini is up for sale, not just Panini America, but it is the entirety of Panini. We're going to talk through that. Sports Collectors Daily brought a great article. And we're also going to talk about what are the consequences for collectors for this sort of a sale, because they could be vast, just depending on what happens. And then at the end of the video, we're going to look at some of the hottest sports cards on eBay. Make sure to stick around. It's going to be a long, windy video, but it's going to be a fun one.
Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. And imagine that you are in a lush, magical forest.
Shout out to our channel partners, PSA. Make sure to get that $25 off your first submission over there at PSA. Grading in the hobby, it ain't getting any cheaper, my friends. CD25 code at the shipping and billing screen. Just a one card minimum to try out PSA. Make sure you tell all your friends. JustCollect.com, you got a collection to sell, no idea where to go with it. The Just Collect team will help you out. I've got an easy appraisal form down there in the video description, as well as the pinned comments, a link to my own fancy landing page at JustCollect.com. They will take care of you over there. Also, don't forget to get your BCW Supplies SCD10 code. Will get you 10% off your BCW Supplies, another affiliate link. My video description and pinned comments, it's a bevy of links to save you money, promo codes. Again, it's not an inexpensive hobby. Make sure to get some money off this stuff. Sports Collectors Daily reports that the death of longtime CEO and controlling shareholder Aldo Hugo Salustro, my Italian wife would kill me if I say Salustro, passed away in April in Italy. And so the article says here, investment bank Citi has been retained to field any potential opportunities. The Topps company has been identified in an Italian newspaper as a leading candidate to have interest in Panini's operation. And we're going to talk about that because we're not just talking about Panini America. Now we're talking about the entirety of Panini, which, according to the article, I believe it says is worth something between 2.9 and 4.64 billion dollars. That's the valuation. Of course, headquartered in Italy. The company also publishes children's magazines, books, comics, manga, graphic novels in Europe and Latin America, with over 7,000 publications yearly. The article says the sale timeline is expected to accelerate in mid-2026 after the release of financial results that will reflect revenue from the 2026 FIFA World Cup and the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics, two events for which Panini holds exclusive sticker rights. Because keep in mind, Panini probably prints more stickers in Europe than they do trading cards in North America. Also, it shouldn't be lost on us that the Fanatics Fest event that's going to be in New York City was purposely done in the specific date that it was next year in the summertime, even though it runs up against the National, but they wanted to capture that World Cup final audience that's going to be here in the US. So let's not pretend like Fanatics Topps is like ho-hum when it comes to global licensing, global expansion. They've got the London collectible store that opened up. They're very interested in soccer and World Cup. And this acquisition would give them the opportunity to take control of the sticker market that's in Europe, as well as being able to expand more globally. The other thing, just from an operation standpoint, just from a printing capacity standpoint, let's keep in mind that you're also buying the printing facilities. And that is always something that people are always kind of perplexed, myself included, like, how can we not print more? Why are these sets so late? Why are we printing, 2023 product in 2024 and that sort of thing? They're backed up. The printers are backed up. Well, they're part of what Fanatics Topps would love to have are their printing facilities and their capabilities globally, not just here in North America, because I'm sure that it's expansive. Now, there's a couple different ways that this could go, though, because if Panini Topps does buy Panini, then they really have a stranglehold on all licensing. I think that they get all the licensing and all the trading cards and all the stickers for the Europeans that like stickers over trading cards. And what does that mean for collectors, though? And it's kind of interesting because we could have a situation where you've got Prism that comes out, and you've got Topps Chrome that comes out, and you've got Flawless that comes out, and you've got Diamond Icons that comes out. You could have all of these things. I think for collectors, this is fantastic. If you're somebody that cares less about value when it comes to trading cards, and it's more about just, man, I just want to have really cool cards of my favorite players. From a collector standpoint, this sounds amazing. Now, if you're somebody that is a speculator, investor, or a collector that really does care about values, I think that creates kind of an interesting conundrum within our hobby where what is the real rookie card? Because now we're in a situation where it's not 1981 Topps Joe Montana, where one set that's released that year, you've got one rookie card or one card, maybe you have a couple of different variations, but there's no parallels. We live in a world now where you've got a zillion Topps Chrome parallels on top of the base. You've got a zillion Panini base, and then you also have the parallels for all the Prism cards. That doesn't even take into account when you get into the higher end stuff, the Flawless, the National Treasures, the high end top stuff, and then there's parallels of that as well. So what it probably means from a new product standpoint is it still maintains expensive new product. What will be fascinating to really watch is the singles market for new players, new sets that are being released. If we are in a world where Topps owns Panini and they're releasing all of it, so if you think about the Panini catalog, if that is still released and it's all licensed and Topps is licensed as well for all the leagues, it's going to really dilute down the singles market. There will have to be insane growing demand to meet that supply and just all the different cards for a player. I'll throw out an example. Arch Manning, who's looking just okay for Texas, but I don't think he's going to come out in next year's draft, but maybe it's the year after that. Let's say this is all completed and you've got Arch Manning Prism rookie cards, but then you also have the Topps Chrome, and it's going to be like that for the next 10, 15, 20 years as Fanatics Topps really owns all of these licenses. We've had instances like this. What was it? Was it 2014, 2015, I believe, in football, where you had this, where you had Topps Chrome and Panini both with the license, and it kind of carried over. There's a little bit of crossover for a year or two, but that's really it. What if we have 20 years like that, where you have, just all these different cards, and then it's going to be a huge battle, and the hobby is it Prism, kind of that flagship rookie card? Is it Topps Chrome? What is it? That part will be very confusing, as to establish what are the best cards. That's going to be the hardest thing to figure out if this happens moving forward. What are the best cards for this particular player? So if that happens, confusion for collectors, but also a lot of supply for collectors. And so I think the singles market will be diluted in many ways, to where it will be more affordable. The singles market will be more affordable, but the new product stuff, I think it's still going to be very expensive. I don't think that changes. But I think, again, that's going to show a huge divide between how much it costs to get into breaks, how much it costs to buy new hobby boxes, and that sort of thing is going to widen with, you're going to be looking at cost of singles versus trying to open the packs. And it's going to be like, why are we trying to open the packs? That's the way that we already are kind of there. If this happens, I think we're really getting there, because I don't think it means that we have, all of a sudden, we have inexpensive product because we have, we also have Panini and we have Topps. It's going to be expensive no matter how you look at it. Now, there's also talk in this article from Sports Collectors Daily that there's PE firms, there's toy companies that are also that want to get into this as well. They're going to get into the hunt. Will there be huge money that comes in and says, you know what, we're going to buy it and take it into a different direction? Because keep in mind, they're not really going to be able to do pro sports with this company. When you buy it, yes, you're buying all the Panini European stuff. You're buying all the stickers. You're buying all that sort of the publications that we mentioned, the kids magazines and that sort of stuff. So there's a whole side of that business. I'd be curious to see the breakdown when the financials come out as how much money do they make on all the other stuff outside of trading cards and stickers and that stuff. That'll be interesting to see. But there could be, another company, PE company, that comes in and maybe takes it in a whole different direction. Maybe it's different IP that they're looking at. I mean, Panini had come out with Minecraft cards. They're looking at, other sorts of IP. They've invested into amateur athletes, so college players that are not in the pro leagues yet. And they're really been focusing in on, autograph deals with those, exclusive autograph deals with those people. So it'll be interesting how it plays out. But Topps Fanatics, I think, is going to make a serious run. They're going to make a serious run for it. But if it is another group that comes in and buys Panini, then it probably doesn't change a whole lot, because as far as sports cards go, well, sports cards are all going to run through Topps. And if somebody else buys Panini, well, it's just going to be, okay, well, what direction are they going to take Panini in? Are they going to go heavy on non-sports? Are we going to see that in living color set that I've been wanting, the Jim Carrey autos? Are they finally coming?
You just happen to be holding a match.
Hey! You're not going to like that, are you?
Don't worry, folks. I'm a fire marshal.
That is the stuff that I'm most interested in. Like, will they chase, other IP, 80s, 90s shows, movies, and tackle that market? Because that stuff would sell like crazy. It would absolutely crush. You look at what Topps is doing right now. They're selling the hell out of Dune cards and SpongeBob and Stranger Things. Topps Chrome Stranger Things is coming up. I mean, they're selling this stuff. It's not struggling. Star Wars is selling like crazy. So there's a lot of money as well on the non-sports side that I think has not been tapped into quite yet, but I think that we're going to see that from whoever buys Panini. And so these are interesting times. We will watch it, but it looks like an imminent sale is coming. It looks like, especially mid-2026, it's going to really heat up, and that'll be here before you know it. That's 6, 7, 8 months away. But right now it's just going to be, getting the financials all in order, and it's going to be an actual sale, Panini North America being part of it. What happens then, I guess, with the big antitrust lawsuit and all of that stuff probably goes away, I would guess. But we'll have to see how it all plays out. Let's flip the camera around and take a look at the hottest sports cards on eBay in the PSA eBay store. Hobby family, welcome back to another episode of the Sports Card Dad. We've got the hottest sports cards on eBay. We're looking at the PSA eBay store. Some wicked cards that I've got pulled up here that we're going to take a look at. Before we do, though, again, a reminder, when you grade cards with PSA, you can send them all home if you want to. You can send some of them home. You can send some to the vault. And through the vault, you can then receive offers within the vault from PSA partners. And then you can also sell on eBay. So you have all sorts of different options here when you grade cards with PSA. I think in large part why a lot of people are grading with PSA, the integration with eBay, making it very easy. And then, of course, the PSA partners that are making offers through the vault and just right after grading at times for certain cards. It just allows for liquidity like we have never seen in this hobby. Make sure to take $25 off that first submission over there at PSA with the SCD25 code at the shipping and billing screen. Make sure you tell your friends, the new submitters out there, make sure that they're saving a few bucks on that first order, $25. It's just a one card minimum. All right. So what is the first card that we're going to look at? It's a really interesting one that popped up on my radar. You probably haven't heard this name in a while. Scoreboard. And you might be thinking, like, what is Scoreboard brand? What are we even talking about here? This is a 1997 Scoreboard Visions Signings Artistry Kobe Bryant card. Very cool design. But Ken Golden and his dad were the ones that owned Scoreboard going back in time. And Ken was the one that took over the business. The way I understand it is his dad unfortunately passed away. Ken took over in 1994. And he had a relationship with Kobe Bryant. So here we go. We have got a 1997 Vision signings. This looks to be on card from what I can see. But again, the designs in the 90s, it's why these 90s cards are just so damn popular. I don't know if this price tag is on par with current prices. I'll try to see if I can look up and see if we've got some sales that are similar to this. They're asking $2,199, ends on Saturday night. That's the starting bid for this card. I don't see a lot of these pop up, and that's the reason why I wanted to bring this one to your attention. There's been, for this particular card, 18 total graded, according to the Pop Report here integrated with eBay. Population of all grades is 18. Population for just the authentic grade, there's 10 of them, and then you've got a nice auto 10. I mean, this is a great-looking auto. There is not a lot of streak, if any streak, to this autograph. So I thought that was just a cool card. Wanted to share it. These cards can be hit or miss with collectors, but I like these. This is in-person autograph, so it's Mahomes signed. I like the red pen. That's the one thing with in-person autographs is where you're able to kind of dictate that color, whatever that marker color is going to be, to what the card is and what the jersey color is and that sort of a thing. I like the red contrast here. I don't know if I would pay $2,900. It's listed at $2,900 OBO. This is a optic rookie card, and it's in an 8 for Mahomes. So it's card grade 8, and it's an auto 10. Patrick Mahomes does have a lot of autos, but you have a lot of sticker autos out there too. And it has become more and more commonplace that these types of cards are just more popular. Rookie cards, essentially, for a player that have that in-person signature. I just think it's a great looking card. I don't know if it's $2,900 cool, but I decided I would share it because this is becoming more and more of a thing. We've certainly seen this a lot with retired players, signing these in-person autographs because they're at shows frequently. Mahomes being an active player and a complete superstar, I just feel like this is, kind of a little bit different here. I like the fact that Mahomes actually does these. This one is authenticated PSA DNA cert with PSA. I'm going to stay on Mahomes for another card because this is kind of a nice collector card. If you're looking for an autograph and a nice patch. This is a player-worn patch. It's not game used. This is from 2018 Panini 1. But Mahomes quietly having a great season. 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions at time of recording here in the Chiefs. Now that he's got some of his receivers back, starting to look like the Mahomes of old. This card is numbered out of 25. It is not kind of more of the premier types. It's not Panini Flawless. It's not National Treasures. But that's part of the reason why I like this, because I feel like a collector can get in on this. I believe it's also a sticker auto just looking at it. So it's a way to get a cool looking card. I think aesthetically, just a great looking card, and not pay, maybe 5 figures closer to what other Mahomes autograph cards go for. This is second year Mahomes here, the 2018 Panini 1. This one at time of recording ends in 6 days. Thursday evening next week, it's currently at $202.50. We'll stay on football. Another guy having a pretty good season. The Packers are looking good. It is Jordan Love, and this one is the 2020 National Treasures. This is rookie year, and it is in a PSA 9. It's got a little bit of streak to the auto here on top of the J, but I kind of like, so it's Jordan Love. It's a J and a heart. Kind of a cool autograph there from Jordan Love. It's a 2-color patch, but again, I don't believe that this one, I think it's, not from any specific game or event. It doesn't say not any player, which is kind of nice, but anyway, not from any specific event or game. So essentially a Packers jersey. It doesn't say player worn there either, so it is what it is. But look, this is kind of the norm with products these days, and when you do have game use stuff, it does go to premium. But here's an example of a rookie year Jordan Love card. I think people trying to take advantage of the fact that he is playing well. Packers looking pretty good. Can he get over the hump in Green Bay? Can they actually get pushed through the playoffs? They've been struggling lately to get deep into the playoffs. They had an NFC Championship game going back a couple of years, but can they get back? And this is a nice Jordan Love card for a Packers fan out there. What's going on with the Caitlin Clark market? Of course, she's not in the news. It's not all the hype. And so I've been actually watching these to see if prices do come down, particularly on the autograph cards. I would like to add an autograph card. And if it's going to be kind of a wintry price point for her, where it's just, look, you got a long WNBA offseason. Nobody really knows what's going on with the league. Do these sink a little bit? I'm going to watch these. But this is an example of the type of card I would want. Prism. I know the Prism autos, a sticker auto. I get it. Aesthetically, I like the picture here. She's going up for a shot. And I like blues. I've always liked the Prism blues. This one's numbered out of 75. It's a PSA 9 as far as the card grade is concerned. And then you have an auto 10. It is a sticker auto. I get it. I'd love to have an on card, but I'm also not necessarily looking to really break the bank for a Caitlin Clark auto card. This is an example of a player that I just enjoy watching play, and I'd like to have some cards. So I do have some non-auto cards. I am going to sell some of them as we get into in the springtime, kind of leading up to the WNBA season, assuming they have one. I think that they probably will. But so I would like to add a card like this just to kind of hold on to, but we'll see where this goes. This one ends Thursday night next week, and it's sitting at $860 currently. It's not a cheap card. I think if this one goes sub $2,000, that will be lower than typical for this particular type card. All right, another really intriguing card here. We've got 2005 Upper Deck Exquisite Collection. It is a game use patch for Jordan. There's multiple colors on it, on card autograph. It is numbered to 100. I was looking on Card Ladder to see what did these go for? And there are very few sales. So there was only raw being tracked. So ungraded copy of this card in Card Ladder. And the last sale was in 2023 for like $2,900. This one is graded out. It's PSA authenticated. It's got a 5. It does have the gold NBA sticker on it. They're asking $35,000 OBO. So this is kind of an interesting one because you just don't have a lot of sales of this particular card. My guess here is the seller here, it might be thinking, you know what? I'm seeing all these huge Wonder Shine sales for Jordan patch autographs, especially exquisite in particular. Maybe I should throw this one up and just see if somebody snags it because these cards are hot right now. This is an example of, the type of card that high-end buyers seem to be locating on here, that really focusing on. And so he's got a hefty price tag there, but again, when these types of cards just don't sell very much, at least when we look at, sales history that are public, then that is going to open up doors for someone that might have a card and say, you know what, maybe I throw this up here and see if just have a crazy number that make me move on it, type number, see what happens. So here you go. Beautiful card. These cards, they don't have to be beautifully graded. You can see here on the outside, it's certainly got some edge wear there. It's had some love. on it, but it's a great looking card, great looking shot of Jordan. And the fact that you have an on-card auto, little streaky here at the top, but it's still, authentic through exquisite. I think there might be a focus on these two. Here's my guess is I think there's question marks around some of these in-person Michael Jordan autographs. When we're looking at, big sales where it's Michael Jordan supposedly signed these things, and his autograph is faked, quite a bit. Some are very obvious, some are caught, and I think some are not caught. So I think when people look at, okay, pack pulled like this versus, kind of that in-person autograph, probably just going, you know what, I'll pay a premium for the exquisite stuff, the upper deck, the stuff that, came out of a pack or through some sort of exclusive upper deck offering. Beautiful card. Up next, we've got a card that doesn't necessarily appeal to me, but I think for some collectors it can. This is something Topps is going to try out, I think, even when they've got all the licenses intact, is the kind of these combo cards. This one to me is just not a great combo. Big asking price here, and it's a dual auto of Wembanyama and CJ Stroud. So I think that you're going to have Wemby fans and you're going to have Stroud fans, but I'm not sure that we're going to see people that are really huge fans of both of these guys. But I guess we'll see how this goes. This is from 2024 Finest, which is not licensed, but these guys are both exclusive Fanatic signers. So you've got the signers, you just don't have the Spurs logos here and the Texans logos. It's an unlicensed card. I think this stuff is going to struggle long term. It's just my opinion, just because I think once the licenses are in place, then you've got licensed autos for Wemby and Stroud, and they can put these together as a licensed card in the future. What does that look like for something like this? This is rookie of the year. So this is kind of the rookie year type stuff for these guys. Maybe that makes somewhat of a difference, but this is a pop one on the PSA pop report, asking $6,999. That's the opening bid. It ends on Wednesday night next week. Interesting card to follow, I think, just to see if the hobby, wants to pay up for something like this. It did come out of the expensive Mercury set that was released, kind of the Alien, the Wembanyama, type set that they did a lot of marketing around. Some cool cards in there, but again, I think people are just, oh man, it's unlicensed card, but you do have Wemby autos, which Panini does not have. They don't have the license to have auto cards in their stuff. So it's a give and take, not a great thing, I think, for collectors to try to navigate, but here we are. It's still a cool card nonetheless. At time of recording, we are at Game 6, Halloween night. I believe that's tonight. And it is the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. It's Game 6. And a lot of talk about Ohtani, but what about Vlad? Vlad signs the mega deal in the offseason. Some people kind of, wow, I think it was like $500 million for Vlad. And here we are. We've got the Blue Jays in the World Series. I was looking online, and in the PSA store, you got a 2016 Bowman Chrome Prospect Auto. It's the purple refractor. It's numbered to 250. This is a BGS 9510 Auto, sitting currently at $810, ends on Sunday evening. It's just a great-looking card. I believe there's a BGS 9 for sale that's at like $750 or $800. So there's a premium here, obviously, for the Gem Mint BGS 9.5 version of the card. But will the Blue Jays pull this off? I'm rooting for the Blue Jays, always going for the underdog. The Dodgers won last year. Ohtani's already kind of cemented himself as the guy in today's MLB, but it would be cool to see the Blue Jays win it. And here we go. We've got a Vlad Jr. BGS 9.5 Bowman Chrome Purple Refractor sitting here with a couple days left. We'll see what happens. All right, friends, that's all we've got this week. Hottest cards on eBay in the PSA store. Again, don't forget to take money off that first submission. SCD25 promo code at the shipping and billing screen. Make sure to have an amazing day ahead. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.